Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Carrie. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, recipe, or navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what works for us and what doesn't, with some encouragement along the way.
Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time.
Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Carrie, and I'm here with my co-host and friend, Meg. We are excited because we are starting a brand new summer series. Summer
Yay.
is here. Yes, finally, summer is here. And so it's going to be a 4-part series, we think. Maybe there'll be a bonus one. We're not exactly sure just yet. But today we want to talk about our summer bucket list. So I find that summer will zip by. And then next thing you know, it's middle of August and the kids are back at school and you feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't get to do anything. So how about you, Meg? Do you really plan out your summer or how does it work for you guys?
Well, I don't normally, but this really inspired me to open that planner and write down this list. And anytime you plan, I think there's always, maybe not always, but a better outcome because you have that anticipatory feeling of things that you can look forward to, or maybe you already book those events so then you can have that on your calendar. So this really inspired me to plan a few things and write down the ideas of what I'd like to do, whether it's on the calendar or not. So I was so excited that we're doing this to maybe get some of these things actually done this summer.
Yeah, for sure. So last summer, I kind of got a little too involved in planning ahead to the point where my husband was like, are we going to spend any weekends at home? And I was like, oh, that's a good call. So we love to be outside, but I'm a fair weather kind of gal, and too hot is just not comfortable for me. So honestly, the weather and the temperature affects our planning probably more than anything. So I'm excited to see what's on your list. We don't know each other's lists as usual. And so do you want to start with one of yours first?
Sure. And I will preface it by saying some of these I have done in the past. I think probably most of them that I'm just really looking forward to and went ahead. I've already booked a few. So this truly did inspire me. So the first one, big drum roll, nothing brain shattering here, but to get on a boat.
Oh my gosh. I have that on my list too, but I want to hear yours. So what kind of boat?
Well, I would probably, if I had to choose one boat, a pontoon.
Oh,
On
yeah.
a lake all day, packing the cooler. You know, It was funny last year, in between the two college graduations, we had a week or 10 days between the graduations. And we did a boat ride. And I'd like to do a lot of boats over the summer, but if I can get one good one in, it just makes my summer, it feels so good. I just love putting on the boat party music and, having your cooler filled with snacks and being with your family or friends. And so, yes, so we are lucky enough to have the kids both come stay with us for a week. And it's the prettiest lake here. It's in Idaho. It's called Priest Lake. And there is, I don't know how much of shoreline that it's knee deep. And you can see the sand.
Oh, pretty.
And you can just stand and all the boats kind of park in that shelf. And people are walking around and you're scooting around the whole lake. But then you can park there for a little bit and get out and swim. And so, yes, my boat. What about you and your boat situation?
So I have questions. So do you guys grill when you're on your boat? Like, do you take a grill and all that?
Grill?
Well, you're the grilling queen over there. I figured you maybe were grilling.
I've never grilled on a boat.
Well, maybe you should try that. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know.
Wait, do people grill on boats?
I thought so. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making it up. I don't know.
That is interesting. I cannot even picture how that would work.
Well, and if you had a fire, you've got lots of water to put it out with.
Well, that is true. That it's probably the best place to have a fire. Yes.
Yes.
No, we do not. We have not grilled. It's usually just sandwiches.
Sandwiches. That sounds great
Yes.
too. Anywhere out in a boat. So as you were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, I have like multiple boat wishes, I guess. So first of all, we have friends who live in the city in Chicago off of Lake Michigan, and they timeshare a sailboat, and they're huge into sailing, and they're so kind and generous. And just last week, Linda sent out it's sailing time. Here's the dates we have available. Pop your name in. And like, it's like a Google Doc and you pop your name in there. And so we have scheduled a date in August, and we've been a couple times, but this time it's an evening sail that starts at 6 p.m. So I'm super excited about that because we haven't done the evening sail yet. And how they work it is you just bring some drinks and food to share and you jump on, and sometimes it's might be mostly my family and their family, but sometimes it's blended, like just whoever. And last year we went with another couple of friends that we all know, and they always say if you have somebody that we've never met before, we love to meet new people and share the experience. So that's exciting. So we're going to do that.
That's incredible. Wow. That sounds amazing. Amazing.
Yes. So, and then we're big canoers. We have a canoe. We like to canoe. Our girls have not quite caught the canoe bug as much as Pete and I, but I don't know. It just feels very doable for us at this age and stage. So we used to take the dog. He doesn't really like it. And one time we took the dog and there was lily pads on the water and he thought it was ground. So he jumped out and went way down in the water, and he pops up like 10 feet away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to get the dog. We got to get the dog. So we scooped the dog in, and he's sputtering and coughing, and it's all good. He's back in the boat. And I said to Pete, oh my gosh, we need to clip him in so he doesn't do that again. You know, we can't have the dog diving into the water. And he's like, oh, he's not going to do that again. 5 minutes later, whoop, out the other side. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that was taking the dogs. We're like, yeah, I don't think he's coming anymore. But our last canoeing trip, first one that we've had this summer, we really wanted to go on the Kishwaukee River. And so when you do a river float, you have to drop off one car at the end spot, then drive back and get into the beginning spot. So it's a bit of a process. It was our first canoe of the year. And so I thought, it's probably just going to be like an hour, maybe 90 minutes. I didn't know, we'd never done this one before. So we get in and we start out and we're like, wow, it's really pretty. And it's pretty shallow though. Like I was surprised how shallow it was. And then we run out of water and now we're like stuck in the sand. So we have to get out to push the boat. 1 hour, 90-minute trips turned into 5 hours, Meg.
Woo.
We came across 3 beaver dams that we had to get out of the boat and figure out how to get the boat over the beaver dam. We ran aground, I don't even know how many times, like a lot of times where there just wasn't enough water or there was trees down. So we were soaked because we got in the river, I don't know how many times. And I said to Pete, I wasn't expecting it to be that hard for our first float. And he's like, yeah, to be honest with you, I wasn't. He's like, I was expecting maybe 3 hours. And I'm like, even 3 hours is long for our first
Wow.
float. Anyway, so we're planning to go again this weekend. It's supposed to be hot, but we're just going to go to a lake where we know, there's not going to be any beaver dams or running out of water. So
this is making me think. Do you know some of the apps we talked about this on our spring fitness, I think, when you can add notes, if there's a bathroom, do the rivers have that where you could add, hey, if you're on this river, you're going to run into 3 beaver dams and you're going to
that's a great
bottom out or whatever?
I don't know. That's a great question. We should look into that because that would have been helpful.
Or you could add the notes for the next crew. Wow, what a story.
So yeah, so that was our first canoe of the year, which was kind of crazy. So anyway,
all types of boats. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, what's your next one?
so my next one is outdoor music. So it doesn't matter if it's just like on a deck at a restaurant or where it is. We just love finding outdoor music anywhere, even a festival or whatever. We love the outdoor music. Do you guys go looking?
That's on my list. That is on my list. You were reading my mind. And there is one event that we did last year that's on my list to do again this year. It's at a ski resort, but some of the times when you go to these ski mountains, you drive up windy, windy, windy roads until you get to the top. And then obviously you ski down, just like your river, you have to drive up. Well, this one, the town or the ski resort is at the bottom. And to get to the top of the mountain, you take a gondola or it's an enclosed ski lift. It's nothing fancy. It's about 20 minutes, but you are going over beautiful trees and a couple creeks. And then at the top, they have a summer concert series.
Did you do that with Ted last summer?
Yes.
Yes, I remember you telling
I
about
cannot wait to do this again because you probably can see for states and states. You're at the top of the mountain. The musician is just singing on this little stage, and there's dinner, and the views go for miles. It's just so fun. I cannot wait to do that again.
I love that. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing with the views and catching a gondola ride. That sounds amazing. I would love
It's
that.
an adventure just getting up. So yes, so it's a multiple step event like your party. It rolls out a little bit at a time. So super fun.
So fun. Well, last summer we ended up, I think Pete saw it on Facebook. We ended up going to Pizza on the Farm, it was called. And it was way out there. Like as we're driving, I'm thinking, I don't know that he's got the right address because it was way out there. So we get out there and Pizza on the Farm. I'm expecting like a small crowd. It was huge. I couldn't believe it. We pulled into the parking lot and it was packed. We probably waited in line to order our pizza for 45 minutes. It was so long. But it was great because the weather was perfect and they had this musician right there just singing along. So even while you're standing in line, you're entertained and not a mountain view like you're talking about, but like a beautiful view. There's kind of a valley and you could see the crops below and just all these people sitting in their chairs. And yeah, it was so fun.
So fun. Can you bring a picnic or is everyone, how does the pizza thing work?
So you wait in line to order your pizza and then you wait for your pizza. So they were pretty run off their feet. So we did have to wait for a while. I think you probably could bring in your own food. I don't think I saw anything about not being able to do that, but we had never been before. So we thought, oh, Pizza on the Farm sounds great. But yeah, it was delicious. It was really cool. And I thought, what a great business model. Pizza on the Farm. Who knew? So it was very fun.
I love it so much.
Have you been to Ravinia? Have you ever been to
Oh, many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So tell
Have you?
people what Ravinia is about for those who don't live in Chicagoland.
Yeah, so it's just a big outdoor venue that, I mean, it's been ages. I don't even know how to describe. It's just an outdoor concert venue, right? You can bring a huge picnic and have a lawn seat, or you can actually get a seat in the pavilion. And then there's they probably have improved it since I was there, but it was still very lovely. Little restaurant huts that you can get a glass of wine or a soda.
Right. I think we've only ever sat on the lawn. I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever gotten a seat. I've only been there twice. But the one that was memorable was Pete found out about it. And he's like, oh, let's go to Ravinia. Toni Braxton is playing at Ravinia. And if you don't know who Toni Braxton is, she's like this stunning like R&B singer. She's beautiful and she's very elegant. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. Let's do it. So we go there. And as we're looking around the crowd, we're like, wow, this is not quite what we expected for the crowd. Like, I don't know what I was really expecting, but the crowd seemed just a little older. And I mean, this was probably 15 years ago when we, lived in Lisle. So then we get sitting down and we realize, no, it is not Toni Braxton. It is Tony Bennett. So if you don't know who Tony Bennett is, very elderly gentleman. I don't even know what kind of music to describe, but not what we were expecting anyway. And so, boy, were we surprised. Tony cracked.
Well, I bet that could end up being a pleasant surprise because I love that kind of music.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was just not what we were expecting.
Well, I tell you, one of our Ravinia experiences was when Gib and I just started dating. And do you remember the band, the Bodines?
Oh, I've heard the name.
Okay, so young, very kind of hip, trendy at that time. Well, I think you could take the trains in Chicago. There's L's and the Metra and the trains. I think it was one of the L trains. People were packed on the platform. You couldn't even squeeze into the train. Everybody in Chicago was going to this show. And it was such a buzz. I mean, I can almost picture standing on that platform thinking, squeeze in, we have to get in there. And it was just the biggest, almost Chicago event down in Highland Park is the town Ravinia's in. What, about 30 minutes from Chicago train ride?
About right, yeah.
Yeah. And it was such a spectacle, but in the best way. I mean, really, really, really fun. And we did a bunch of those. I think there was one, was it Chris Isaac or Lyle Lovett?
Ooh.
Very odd, but fun. Almost just the one-man show on this big stage. Very, very, very cool. We had a good time. Gibbs' cousin, Janet, and her husband, Dave, they're almost professional Ravinia people.
Oh, wow.
Because when she shares about her picnic basket, and they have one of those small little tables that are portable, and it's gourmet stuff. She'll make little caprese skewers or a fruit tray, everything. If you were to go with someone, you would want to go with them because every little treat they have is just fantastic. So I remember always excited to hear their Ravinia stories because they had season tickets, I think, and made it quite the event. So yes, so summer outdoor series, mine too. I mean, that gondola ride, and then there's a winery by us that has an outdoor concert series, and tickets are super reasonable or even free if you can find. And there's just something sweet and summery about it that just feels like summer.
Yeah, for sure. Ours kind of started because Jordan joined Rockstar Academy and she was singing with that group, and they had a lot of outdoor events, and it was just so fun to go and watch. And that kind of got us the bug in Rochester, I think, of going to check out the live music. And we met a couple who they went around and did a lot of gigs, so we would follow them around. And yeah, it's just something, I don't know what it is about it, but really makes the summer. I think it forces you to slow down and just pay attention to, like, we're sitting outside, it's beautiful weather, we're just having a good time and listening to this music. So we cannot wait to get going on the outdoor music scene.
Just to one more bit about that, I follow one Instagram page, and every weekend they post live music, where it is, who it is, maybe even some little clips of the music. So we've already caught a few. And just like you said, you'll slow down, grab a soda or water, and just enjoy be present at that moment.
Yeah. I think that's what it is about it, which I love.
Yeah.
So what's on your list?
So I feel these are very common for summer, but different farmers markets. And we have, actually, I feel farmers markets have been elevated a bit because we have a local night market. It's on Wednesday nights that starts, and there are food trucks, there's music. It's almost farmers market exploded. So it's super fun. You can get one of the fresh lemonades or those fancy Dubai chocolate strawberries. So it's not just your tomatoes and cucumbers, but there'll be candles or fresh bread, and then these food trucks, and the whole streets are closed off. It's called the night market. So that inspired me to all the little cities around. One will be on Wednesday, one will be on Friday, one will be on Saturday morning. So I remember the one in Naperville in was that Lyle? The French Market?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, the flowers you can get.
Yes. And every market has a little different flavor to it, which is what I love. And you kind of figure out which ones are your favorite. We went to one in Madison, Wisconsin, and as much as it was cool, it was much more like there were a lot of tables where you could buy t-shirts and and candles, and so it was a little bit more retail-y versus the you go and you're gonna buy from John's farm
Right.
from fresh produce. So they do all have a little bit of a different feel to them, which is fun to check out.
Very cool.
I don't know that we need to have groundbreaking things on our list. I think it's just actually making the plan to do it. Because when you're dreaming about summer and you're like, oh, I can't wait for summer. Like, I just can't wait to sit on the beach, or I can't wait to go in the boat or listen to live music. So that's one thing, but you have to actually plan it and make it happen, or summer will come and go in a blink of an eye and then it's gone. So another boat thing here, but I would really love to go on a dinner cruise, because we did that, like, I want to say probably, I think I was expecting with Jordan. So coming up 24 years ago that we went on one on Lake Michigan, and it was just so beautiful. And if you happen to go on a Wednesday, they have their fireworks Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. So if you're lucky, you'll catch the fireworks as well. But there's just something about going out on a dinner cruise, it's just, so that's on my bucket list for this summer. We haven't gone for years. We have our anniversary the beginning of August, so maybe we'll plan it around that. I just thought of that now.
Oh, that's perfect. I think that sounds so nice. And it can either be romantic or fun or a
Yep.
party vibe. So I know they have all the different types of dinner cruise. That sounds so fun.
They do. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought, oh, let's try to fit that in this summer.
Okay, I'll be looking for the pictures.
Okay.
Well, my next one is kind of redesigning health and home and fit fed. We have a beautiful outdoor area. So I want to record some videos outside that I thought maybe for, when we were talking about the stretching bedside, I thought, oh, I could do a stretch video outside in nature because we have a very woodsy backyard or background. So I thought that would be great. So I need to pencil that in. It's on my list for today to speak about, but I do need to then put it in the planner and get it done. So I was really excited about doing that.
Yes, yes. I can imagine a stretch routine or a workout with the little bird singing in the background. How nice would that be? So
Yeah.
now do you think you would do that in the morning when it's still kind of cool, or?
Probably morning or evening. Yeah. It's been getting warm in the afternoon, but our mornings are quite cool. So, yes, but the sun is just, our summers, the days are very nice and long.
Nice.
But we've earned it because it gets dark at 3 in winter.
Right.
So we can have brightness until almost 10 o'clock now.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
That's nice. When we go home to Canada where our family lives, it stays light for so much longer, and it's so nice. Where we are here, it's dark by 8 or 8:30.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't stay light for very long, so you've got to enjoy it while you can, for sure.
Yeah.
The next thing on my list is camping, which we love to do. We're tent campers. We're fair weather campers because when you're in a tent, if it's hot, it's really hot. There's no air conditioning. No, we take fans and all that kind of stuff and try to, do the best we can to cool it off. We take the dog with us as well, and so he can only handle so much heat. And when we take the dog with us, it limits what we can do. You can't really go to a restaurant with the dog, so it does limit it. So we tend to do kind of spring camping and fall camping, and not so much in the real hot. But yeah, we just love it. Take a book. We always plan some hikes, just make it super simple. It's just the two of us now, so it's not even that much packing. And I don't know, it's just a nice way to just kind of disconnect from technology, but reconnect with nature a little bit. So yeah, so we just really like that, to try to do that a few times in the summer. Last year we did a good job about getting out quite a few times, so hopefully we do that again.
That's so great. Now, since you said the restaurants are sometimes out, how do you plan your meals then, or your snacks?
Yeah, so because it's just the two of us now, we're a lot more lax with that. So if we decide we want to go and pick up subs from Subway for lunch, we'll just do it and not worry about packing. So we usually bring enough to have our breakfast, and we keep it super simple. Some people bring the bacon and the eggs, and we smell that and think, oh, we should have brought bacon and eggs, but we don't ever do that, hardly ever. So we're more like, let's bring fruit and muffins, something super simple. So yeah. And then for dinner, it's usually hot dogs, or I don't know, something super simple again that you can keep in a cooler, over the weekend. But we have been known to also just go pick up dinner and take it to the park or bring it back to the campsite or something. So we try to keep it really easy and not have to pack too much in the cooler, because it only stays cool for so long.
Well, that's great. I love the camping. We're not huge campers. We've gone a couple times, but I think the one on my list that's next is similar, maybe kind of a home camp, that because our winters are colder, and then our nights are so nice and long. And I love just stargazing outside in our back with a outdoor fire and just some nice snacks like a charcuterie tray. And I absolutely love that. And it's a nice way, like you said, to, even though we're not at a campground or out, but we can disconnect a little bit from technology, even though we're probably listening to some music and just getting our Skyview app out. Have you ever played with that?
Well, I don't, but my husband's all about stargazing. And if there's any kind of event happening up in the sky, he knows about it. And he's gone so far as to set alarms to wake himself up at 2:30 in the morning to go check out whatever might be happening out there. So yeah, he's big about the stargazing, and he's got the girls kind of into that too. So I agree. And when it's too hot to camp, then we'll staycation at home. And like you say, in the evening, have the bonfire in the backyard and some snacks and a little drink. And it's just nice to slow down and pay attention to the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I love that. Pete and I are woven together here because if there is a blood orange moon, or I will set my alarm because our stars are just amazing. I don't even know what another word for them. Just spectacular. You can go out and see red and you think, okay, I'm going to take my app. Yes, that's Mars. It's just so beautiful. So it's so fun to see the constellations and the stars and the moon. And I'm a girl from Pete's heart there to do that. It's really fun. And then if you have a beautiful meat and cheese and crackers and hey, that just makes it even better.
Absolutely. And some tunes out there, that's perfect. That's all I need. I don't need anything fancier than that. That's like, yep, that's awesome. Let's do it.
Well, very good. We've got a good start. And now, are most of these planned for you, or
no?
But hey, they're out in the universe now.
Well, yes. So we have the sailing planned. The outdoor music, we need to figure that out, because we used to have a really great list, or somebody on Facebook that would list all the live music in Rochester, but I haven't found that kind of out, and we're out a little bit.
Yeah.
City. So I haven't really found a great source that way. So it takes a little bit more work to figure out where they are. Spurgeon Vineyard, we love to go to. It's in Wisconsin, and they're just down in this little valley where Pete likes to go fish. And they occasionally have live music, but we love going there because they've got all their wines out there, and you can have little wine tasting or buy a bottle.
Fun.
Yeah, so that's always really fun to do that too. Or just checking out a new little town. That's also fun. We look for new towns to go see what they're about. And so, yeah, anything like that in the summer is so much fun.
That's so great. Well, these are just the few that I have started to think about, but I'm sure my list will grow. But it's been really fun to talk about these with you. You've given me a few ideas, and maybe I'll ask for that Google Doc to get on that sailing adventure. Your friend will say, "Who is this Meg girl that's coming?"
You can hop on with us. That would be awesome. They would love to meet you. That would be so much fun. And your pontoon boat sounds great. I don't know that I've ever done that. just the
Oh, it's fun.
pontoon. Yeah, it does. I've seen people do it, and I've thought, oh, that looks so nice. Yeah.
It's the relaxing way to travel on a lake, I think. I like the runabouts, but this will have a canopy when the sun gets too hot, and you put on your yacht rock music or the summer vibes and bring a book and just drop anchor in the middle of the deep, deep lake and get a couple noodles and a life vest and jump in when you get too hot. While we can do it, right?
For sure, for sure. So tell Gib that I did suggest that he takes his grill. Let me know how it turns out.
If we can manage it, maybe we will. You know what? When you said the grill, what I was picturing was you would beach your boat at a beach and then you can get off. So that's kind of what I'm picturing about the grilling. We'll have to see if we can work it out. But right now I'm thinking the sandwiches.
Maybe it's not safe to be on a boat that's rocking and you got your open flame. Maybe don't listen to me. Or maybe it's just like a little hibachi or something that you cook your hot dogs on. I don't know, Meg.
There's a movie. What movie is it? Where they have the deep fryer in the RV?
Oh my gosh.
I think it's Anchorman. Wait, I think it is Anchorman.
I haven't watched
And then they hit the bumps and the hot grease is going every. I mean, it's obviously a kitschy movie, but
Yeah.
that is funny. Yeah, now that you included the waves and the grill, I'm really gonna have to say maybe I'm gonna pass on the grill idea.
Yeah, or at least take a fire extinguisher. Oh, that's funny. Well, these were great.
I can just picture myself heading to, sign the papers for the rental, and they see me carrying a grill. And they're like, whoa, time out here, chick.
No open flames on the boat.
And I'll say, well, my friend Carrie told me to bring a grill.
She's from Canada. They do that.
Oh, okay. She's from Canada. Bring it on. Well, this has been so much fun, Carrie. You are the best.
It was very fun. And if only we lived closer, we could do some of these things together.
That'd be amazing.
It would be. So, well, thanks so much for joining us for this episode today. We hope you had some fun, and we would love to hear your summer ideas. If you have some great ideas, please share them with us. We would love to hear them, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Today's loyal listener shout out goes to our families. Meg and I are incredibly blessed to have a very supportive family. I'm going to let Meg give her own shout out to her own family on another podcast. But to my husband and 2 daughters, thank you so much for the support that you've given us, the feedback, the listening to the podcast, and just all of the encouragement. I could not appreciate or love you more. So thank you so much for being part of the Redesigning Health and Home family.
Thanks for listening to the Redesigning Health and Home podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, we would love for you to like, share, and follow along so you can catch us on all future episodes. You can find me, Meg, at Fit, Fed, Feeling Good on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And you can find me, Carrie, on my website at homestylewithcarrie.com and on Instagram and Facebook at Homestyle with Carrie. That's Kerri. And you can find both of us at Redesigning Health and Home on Instagram and Facebook. So join us next time for more inspiration on creating a home and a lifestyle that truly supports your best self. The topics discussed on Redesigning Health and Home are for entertainment purposes only. We are not physicians and we are not counselors. So please just enjoy this as it's intended to be, which is for entertainment purposes only.